Up here. I'm all live and all sorted. Hello there, I am Craig, aka A-Oran-Rief Ooze, and today we are playing Brawl like we do on every stream. And welcome to Edge of Eternities, the first Brawl stream after the new set release. If you didn't see it, I opened my 53 packs last night, got lots of lovely wild cards, got lots of lovely new stuff, and I'm very excited about the set. So with that being said, we're going to start with Dyadrine Synthesis Amalgam. I said that right, I think. Which is a legendary artifact creature construct, and it is in the Selesnya colours, and it has Trample. Dyadrine enters with a number of +1/+1 counters on it, equal to the amount of mana spent to cast it. Whenever you attack, you may remove a +1/+1 counter from each of 2 creatures you control. If you do, draw a card and create a 2/2 colourless robot artifact creature token. So I am... Hello, Jace's Cat. Hello, I can't believe I missed the pack opening. I was in a pre-release. No, that's okay. I missed you, but it is live, so if you want to watch it, then it's there on my YouTubes. Thank you ever so much for joining. How did the pre-release go? So let's just go through a few of these cards. That is going to help. So this, I've gone for counters, and the reason I've gone for this counters deck is because streaming late and then having the issues that I had with Arena because of new set release and everyone was jumping on it and it was glitching out. I sort of used a deck I already had, and then I've included some of the new cards from Edge of Eternities. However, I've never played this deck on stream, so I thought it would be great to play. Now normally my commander is Sovereign Okanakao / Berk Long Ear of the Law, but now it is Dyadrine, and we've got supporting cards like Helia, Ascendant Cadet, which whenever Helia enters or attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Whenever one or more creature you control with +1/+1 counters on them deal combat damage to a player, draw a card, which is very much like Cutsil, but the difference is that you can create those +1/+1 counters, so that's fantastic. Other new cards, we've got Ouroboros, which is a plant worm. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put X +1/+1 counters on each creature you control, where X is this creature's power. So hopefully the bigger we can make Ouroboros, which I love saying, the bigger our other creatures can get. What's another one? We've got a new seed ship, Agrarian Insect Scientist. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, create a lander token, which we can then sacrifice to fetch a land. On landfall, whenever a land you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So it's good. Is it as good as things like Scythecat Cub, which does the same thing without needing that? No, it remains to be seen, but I wanted to include it in the deck. And then we've got our bog standard usual older historic cards that are going to help with counters, such as Arwen Mortal Queen, which we can hopefully, with cards like Sovereign Okanakao, we can increase the amount of indestructible counters on her, and then lifelink counters, and then move them onto other creatures. We've got Hamza, so however many creatures we have on the battlefield with +1/+1 counters, makes Hamza cheaper, and then when Hamza's on the battlefield, creatures are cheaper with how many creatures we control with +1/+1 counters. Ouroboros is so fucking broken, it's not even funny. I agree. It's very broken. I'm very much looking seeing how this goes. Champion of Lambert, the bigger she gets, our opponent's creatures can't block, so if they have power less than Champion of Lambert, so fantastic card. I try and include Champion of Lambert. It's one of my favourite in every green deck I make. We've got Defiler of Vigour, so we can pay 2 life instead of paying for green pips. And whenever we play a green spell, we can green permanent spell, I should say. We can put +1/+1 counters on our creatures. We've got some protection in the guise of Shalive Voice of Plenty, which is going to give all of the creatures you control hexproof. And then we've got the usual Ozolith Shattered Spire, which is going to increase counters, increase crowd talent. We've got counters when we put land on the battlefield. We've got +1/+1 counters when we enter. We've got lots of +1/+1 counters. You get the idea. So I've waffled on enough, so let's get right into that queue and see how we go. So hopefully it will be a good one. I love Selesnya. It's my favourite colour combo, as it is with Jace, aka the One Word Kid, and Jace's Cat, who is commenting at the minute. What now? Okay. Weird that was like that. So yeah, yesterday it was a bit glitchy, but we managed to open the 53 packs. We got some great cards. I've used my mythic and rare wild cards that I got to unlock some historic cards that I just needed to build up for cards that I should have in decks to help prop up red, especially because for some reason the only red creatures I really have are goblins, and I don't know why. But so I've got some red cards like Layla and stuff like that, Torbran, and some things. Right, okay, so we've got Hardened Scales, which is going to increase a +1/+1. We've got a way to give +1/+1, and we've got Wildwood Scourge, which is a great card. We've got good mana, and yes, I spent the gold. Instant keep, I agree. Okay, we're playing against Elspeth Stormslayer, which is a Tarkir white planeswalker. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead. Create a 1/1 white soldier creature token that's going to create 2, and then they can destroy a creature and opponent controls with mana value 3 or greater, or put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Those creatures gain flying until your next turn. Yeah, any hand that's got Shalai and Hardened and Wildwood Scourge, you've got to keep. Yeah, I'm not going to play that one. There's nothing to get rid of. So, while there's nothing on the battlefield, I'm not going to... If I played Wildwood Scourge, it would become a 2/2. I'm going to hold off. I'm going to play Wildwood Scourge next turn, and then Shalai maybe the turn after. Oh, okay, we're playing a Heir Apparent deck. That's going to be annoying. Yeah, let's do that. We'll pay 2, so it's going to come in as a 3/3. I think. Yes, I think that's the right way to go. Hopefully we can get some of these Heir Apparents into the graveyard. I often find that Heir Apparent decks play a couple of different ways. I think let's grab a white. What do you reckon? What perfect hand? It really is a good hand. What do you think I should play? So I could play that. That's going to come in as a. That would come in as a 2, 3, 4. Then Wildwood Scourge would become a 4/4. Or do I go for Shalai and Protect? I'm going to go for Dyadrine. We'll pay 2. We'll auto pay it. It's going to come in as a 5/6. Sorry, that means Wildwood Scourge is going to get bigger and we'll attack. I don't think. Well, they may block with a token. No, I'm not going to move tokens. Thybus, hello. How are we, my pedigree chums? I am very good. How the devil are you? Now that's great because we can Soldrin's. We can Agatha's Soul Cauldron, and we can start exiling stuff. They can bring one of the rabbit line. We do have ways of bringing stuff back in this deck as well. So we shall. We're going to do this. Oink, yoinkus, yoinkus. And we'll play Duskshell Crawler. And we'll give this a good old +1/+1. And then we'll tap that. We'll get rid of that. And then we'll do that and give that some more. And then we'll attack in with a 7/8. I don't want to remove counters, so I'm not going to remove counters. Alright, and upright and sucking air, so few complaints. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, I was quite surprised myself when I woke up this morning. That I actually woke up this morning. Right, I think we don't have green mana, so we can't play Vorinclex. We could play A-Oran-Rief Ooze. They've got quite a big creature here. Or we play Shalai and get that protection. I'm going to exile that and give Shalai a +1/+1. And I'm going to attack with 7/8. I'm doing it again. Isn't a card and a 2/2 better than 2 counters? You're probably right, to be fair. So if I take 1 counter off you and 1 counter off you, yeah, I think I think you're probably right, to be fair. You're probably right. Crusader of Odric is a big beastie. You see, this creature enters with 2 +1/+1 counters on it whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on it. And then I'm going to play the Ozolith. They kill anything and we'll get counters. There's nothing to exile. So I think just attacking in with the Angel. They can't block it. We'll remove a counter from you and you. Okay, land, that's nice. We'll play Command Tower and we'll play Swiftfoot Boots. If I can get that Swiftfoot Boots on to Shalai, then that would be great. I probably should have tried to do that this turn, really. But I think going wide, they're all going to get flying and +1/+1 counters. Yeah, okay, and I think I'm dead. I think that's it. That didn't take much, did it? Yeah, I forgot about Elspeth. It's a problem with Heir Apparent, isn't it? Not a lot you can do about it once it gets going. And it's me, so of course I'm going to lose the first game. Typical bloody Heir Apparent. GG! GG! Sad GGs, yeah. I probably played that wrong. It's getting into the mindset of I kept this as a counters deck. Maybe should I have created this more of a tokens deck sort of way? Maybe. Actually, let's change that. I forgot to change. Okay. Change my task for the day. So yeah. Francois, good morning. Yeah, this one's a difficult one because card draw, and I think with that hand it was taking off the counters. Another white. Daxos is going to gain life whenever a creature enters or whenever a creature they control dies, and its toughness is equal to the amount of creatures they control. So this is going to be a life gain deck. We're going to see things like Heliod and stuff, although I probably would have thought Heliod would have been a better choice for Commander. Great hand, but only 2 lands. And even that isn't all the mana colour I need. What do, guys? Do I mulligan? Even though I've got some good... I think I'm going to have to mulligan. I'm happy with land in this deck, but it's still only getting 2 lands. But at least it's one of each colour, so we can play things like Hardened Bonds and Conclave Mentor and Garligreeters. So yes, Voracious Hydra is always good, so we'll keep this hand. Risky keep, very risky. I didn't want to risk it, not for a biscuit, not this time, especially against life gain deck. So yeah, that's Daxos. I think Heliod is a better choice if you. Maybe they don't have access to Heliod. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, there's access to more white mana. So as much as I want to play things like Garligreeters, I think this is a better choice. Maybe I'm wrong for that, but we'll find out. I love Hardened Bonds. Whenever a +1/+1 counter is put on a creature you control, seek a creature card, and that card perpetually gets +1/+1. It's nice. We'll take 2. So yeah, lots of life gain. Let me think. What's the best play here? So I've got 4 mana, so I could do... I'm going to put you in first. No, I can't do both. What a bloody idiot. But I'm so happy with that though. I think that might be a blessing in disguise for next turn. I think. Because I can make Garligreeters bigger, which is going to seek us a card, just by playing... Could do Dyadrine. I'm having problems building the deck I want to play. Okay, what problems are you having? So, not going to block, can't block the flyer. I'm going to... Again, I need more green mana. I'm going to play Arwen, I think. Oh, nice. Oh, that was a good seeking of a card. That was nice. I like that. So we can make something else indestructible. We can also block Daxos. So, yeah, we'll end the turn there. Not going to attack in, and we'll just hold fire. They can still attack with their Angel of Unity. Of course, we're playing against white, so Path to Exile is annoying. But we can get a green. So that's really good, because we can play Oroboid. Which is very nice. Okay. Yeah. I mean, they'll find a way to exile it, I'm sure, but... Giver of Runes, nice bit of protection. That's good. And we'll create a tapped treasure token so we can make something nice and juicy. I mean, we are doing well. Oroboid is so good. So good. So, Just so good. Good morning, Williak. I'm trying to do a salty spacecraft plant deck. Okay, interesting. How are you, Williak? Thank you ever so much for joining on this beautiful day of days. Let's play that, and we'll play. I'm going to do Voracious Hydra because I want to get rid of Angel of Unity. So 2, 1, 2, 3. So let's do 3. Auto pay. And then we can get. So this creature fights this creature. And we'll put a +1/+1 counter on Gala Greeters. That is going to get us a Sovereign Okanakao. Oh. One of my favourite cards of all time. It just makes me so happy. Oh! I kind of want to hold Giver of Runes up, to be honest. Or is that lethal? It's not lethal. Yeah, I can be patient. I mean, it is white, so they could have a board wipe. But with Sovereign Okanakao, it's not going to take us long to I thought that might have saved it, but it didn't. But Sovereign Okanakao is just too strong. So let's do that. A 6/6 Sovereign Okanakao is going to double counters when it attacks. Mangara the Diplomat. When this enchantment enters, create a lander token. Each creature you control enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it for each land that entered the battlefield under your control this turn. So that's great, but I don't have a land. And I don't have the land to search for land. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to pay 2. I should have done 3. I forgot about my token. And that's going to seek us Dusk Shell Crawler. It's going to double counters, and then we'll remove a counter from each to create a 3/3. And we've got another forest. Nice. Nice. So we'll play a forest, and then we'll play. I think that's most important. I mean, it could be. This is a risk. They could have another board wipe, you know, which is possible. All right, so let's. I'm just going to go back and catch up with comments. Card draw, mana curve, recursion, creatures to block, and creatures to crew spacecraft. Oh dear. What a joke. What an absolute joke. So we'll play you. We'll play you. And that's the beautiful thing about this deck is we can build back up again, and it's not going to take a lot to build back up. I think if we get mana, great, so we'll play that. Felidar Retreat is such a good card for counters. +1/+1, and then we'll do that. And we'll grab another green. I love these lands so much. I had to spend my gold. And we'll put a +1/+1 counter on you, and then we'll attack in. Let me guess, another board wipe? Another exiling thing? Getting closer to Zoprindel would be nice. Francois, this is why I've said you need to join the Discord, because then it's really difficult because we can't see your deck. If you join Discord, I know you don't like the terms and conditions, but you can post your deck that you're having trouble with, and they will help you, because it's an awesome little community, and we help each other with decks and stuff. So Yeah, right, I'm going to play Zoprindel, which has got reach. That's going to double our counters. Let's put a +1/+1 counter on you just to make you a bit bigger, and then we'll go in for lots of damage. This is nice. 2 board wipes, a Path to Exile. Yes, we've only got 13 life, but okay, so that's going to get first strike if they put a +1/+1 counter on it. Soul Warden. Interesting. Not going to join Discord. Fine. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so good game. GG! 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 Lot of damage indeed, yes. They tried. They tried exiling, but they failed. Oh. Okay, let me just catch up on some of the comments here. Right, let me go back. How far did I get? Alright, so Francois goes back. I'm having problems building the deck. Problems how? All the problems. I'm trying to do a salty spacecraft plant deck, which I read. What do you mean? Good morning. So blue-green, card draw, mana curve, recursion, creatures to block and creatures to crew spacecraft. I didn't really see I take it with the plants, a lot of historic plants rather than new plants from Edge of Eternities. I saw a few plants, not a massive amount. I'm thinking Insidious Roots to make tokens to cruise ships. Good idea. What's your cornerstone? So Golgari colours. Roots is good for mana generation. Moldrova, Genova, Ouroboros, kill ships. Dawn. I love Ouroboros. It's such a good card. I think it's probably the best card I pulled yesterday. Had great results with Sark and Kavu and Dragon's deck on standard Brawl last night. Oh, nice. Okay. You said you were looking forward to building a Dragon deck with Kavu. Blue, black, green at the minute. This is fine. We still kill them in like 2 turns. Yeah, that was relating to the game. Yeah, Roots will definitely help you stay on curve. Also, some mana dorks. Not going to join Discord yet. Ever. Okay. Fine. I won't ask you again. A lot of damage indeed. GG, GG, and GG's, 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 GG's. And now I'm caught up with comments. Yeah, this set isn't that big. When I was looking at what to use my wild cards on, I was having to look at what cards I didn't have, and I've got like half of the cards, which I know is still a lot to go. But I just, compared to the size of Final Fantasy, it just seems a lot smaller, which is a bit of a shame. Not sure why that is. And I think that's possibly why the Mastery Pass is so short. It's too short, in my opinion. The next set is coming out too quickly. I think they need to slow down. Slow your rolls. Stop spoiling cards the weekend prior to a set coming out for future sets. And reduce set releases by 2 a year. It's just not necessary. Anyway. Tezzeret Cruel Tramp Captain, which I'm in the process of building a deck for, so I'll be interested to see how this plays. I've noticed though a lot of my artifact creatures, colourless creatures, are all fetch lands, so it's not great, if I'm honest. But I'm going to keep working at it and see what I can get. I've got lots of wild cards that I can use, so I'll figure it. So that's going to be the next stream. Great Ajani, great Planeswalker in this deck. We've got the Seed Ship Agrarian. We've got Hoof, which is going to be late game. And Keep. Hello there. So, Tezzeret Cruel Captain. Whenever an artifact you control enters, put a loyalty counter on Tezzeret. Untap target artifact or creature. If it's an artifact creature, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Search your library for an artifact creature card with mana value 1 or less. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. You get an emblem with, at the beginning of combat, on your turn, put 3 +1/+1 counters on target artifact you control. If it's not a creature, it becomes a 0/0 robot creature. Such a good Planeswalker. Such a good Planeswalker. If there's any... used to take a year or more to finish a set. Yeah, I believe it's it is 250 cards like the Final Fantasy, but the extra set is smaller. Oh, okay. So we'll just play we'll grab a forest because we don't have any green, just in case. Well, we've got nothing to play in turn 1 anyway, but that's okay. I love these lands so much. They remind me of No Man's Sky, one of my favourite games of all time. So yeah, I'm all in. I'm going to be writing down the uncommon, because I've only got uncommon and common wild cards left, but I've got quite a few of them, so I'll be looking for cards to purchase for my deck. I'm not going to Swords to Plowshare that. Actually, I am. In a multicoloured deck, that's annoying. Slow them down. We can't use Swords to Plowshare on their commander, so excuse me a block. And for a great Planeswalker, it's cheap. Yeah, I'm going to play Arwen next turn, and then Ajani. I'm going to save Dyadrine. Oh. I'm sorry I make that sexy noise every time I see Sovereign Okanekau, but yes, I would, even though it looks like a cat man. Tiger, Sabertooth, man. Puma, Sabertooth, cat, man. Don't come at me with that sword. Fun times. Stop. Interesting. Okay, Sword of Fire and Ice. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from red and from blue. Okay, yeah, 2 damage to me, but doesn't really concern me, if I'm honest. Sovereign Okanekau's got to come out, I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is, and I may as well start doing a bit of damage. Next is going to be Ajani the Great-Hearted. Hopefully we can finish this game off with a nice hoof. That would be nice. Yeah, that would be very nice. 7/5. When this creature leaves the battlefield, draw a card. You may put a permanent card with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands. So that's Warp. I like the animation. That's cool. Yep, Solemn Simulacrum is going to fetch them a land, and then when it dies, you draw a card. I think Ajani the Great-Hearted is a great thing to play here. I'm going to give that. I'm gonna hold Arwen back because I want a blocker to protect Ajani. Oh no, it's got vigilance. Oh, idiot! Of course, it's got vigilance. But I've got 2 big life linkers with vigilance, so that's nice. I'm very far away from the hoof because I don't have the green, so I think it's going to be that first, then a +1, then a land. Okay, so Ugin, colour the spells you cast a 2 less, exile the top card, destroy target permanent. Okay, fine. Fine. That's okay. Kind of thought that might be coming, but at least I've got lifelink from it. Stonewall Serpent is going to get protection from multicoloured spells. I'm going to do Hardened Bonds, and then I'm going to play Forest. So I could do 3. Auto pay that. That's going to come in and get thingy. We're going to seek a card from my favourite artist of all time. We're going to put a +1/+1 counter on them. And then we're going to attack in with that to that. Because it doesn't have, I'm not going to gain any life. Because it doesn't have trample. Yes, we'll remove counters, we'll get some card draw, another planes, which isn't particularly what I want, but at least okay, they gave me a lot of life there, so I'm not complaining at that. Ozolith would be good right now. I mean, Dyadrine with Trample is schmexy. Very, very schmexy indeed. One suggestion for this deck, Drix Fate Maker. Okay. I will catch up with these in between. Used to take a year or more to finish a set. Card Chite he wears if you have a coin. Okay. And one suggestion for this deck, Drix. For this deck, or the one that I'm making. Drix Fate Maker.
My network is already vast.
I got really excited yesterday because I had someone join Twitch last night whilst I was streaming, and it was cool. And they were like, "Oh, I want to help you. I want to help you with your alerts when you get a follower and stuff like that," which I've seen other streamers have, and I can't figure out how to do it. So I was like, okay, brilliant, that's fantastic. And they were like, "Oh, join Discord and then I'll show you how to do it." I was like, "Oh, brilliant, that's cool." That's the second person on Twitch that doesn't follow you for let's do that. Sorry, I finished that for. Oh, back. Brilliant. That's awesome. We'll play you. I don't have a land, and then we'll get some protection. And then we'll gain 3 life. So everything's got vigilance. Flying, bit of a problem. And I'm just going to go for the face. That's going to make Botanical Brawler bigger. So they can stop 22 of the damage. Well, they can stop all the damage, can't they? Well, 1, 2. Yeah, we'll do it. Another land, so we can hoof it next turn. It's a lot of damage. What would be amazing is giving Sovereign Okanako Trample, but they're going to get Trample with the hoof. Oh, I love Burke. It's a shame I didn't get to see Burke this time. Okay. Fine. So they've got 2 life. I think the hoof will be enough to do it though, won't it? Would the hoof be enough? Because it'll be a 6/6. Yeah, hoof will be enough. Oh no, but then one of them's going to get counters. So it's not going to be enough. Yes, it will be enough. Let's hoof it. Let's gain some life, and just in case, you never know when you need it, and we'll attack in. I'm glad I attacked the face now, not the Planeswalker, because I think GG! 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 Yippee! One suggestion for this deck, Drix Fate Master. I send it on Discord. I don't know if it's in the right place. If you don't want to exit the game or look, yeah, of course I do. Yeah. GG, GG. Ah, okay. When this creature enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Each creature you control with +1/+1 counter on it gains trample, and it has warp. I think I got that yesterday. Did I get that yesterday? GG, GG. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's have a look. But I think maybe I considered it, but the reason I didn't put it in is because I wasn't sure if it was. I think I was like, oh, isn't that worse than Dust Shell Crawler, which does the same thing, but it's cheaper, but then that's only a 0/3, and you can put the counter on something else. But let's have another look, because I think I did unlock it. I thought I unlocked it, so maybe I'm thinking of a different card then. Oh, I must have been thinking about a different card. Okay, let's grab it. So when this creature enters, put a +1 on target creature. Okay, so you could do the same. It's a 3/2. Yeah, I think you're right. I got 15 uncommon. So yeah, if you think of colourless stuff to whack into a colourless deck, if you know of uncommons, I've got 15 commons and 19 uncommons. So, but yes, I'll stick Drix in. Right, what should I replace Drix for? I'm thinking. Thing is, this deck's got so many cool cards in. What do you guys reckon? I don't know what I would take out. Let's first of all add it in. Hang on. Stand by. Let me add it. Okay. No, I don't want to craft another one. Stop it. Stop it. Right. There we go. Right. She's in. She? Is it a she? I don't know. But what do I take out? I mean, the Earth Crystal's great. Do I take out Seed Ship? No, it's a good card though. Another 4-drop. Fallen Neko, thank you ever so much for joining, and thank you for the suggestion. Okay, so I think it's probably better than. I mean, Ouroboros is too good, so that's not going. Siege Jupagarian is going to get +1/+1 whenever a land comes in, and it creates a lander token. I really like that card, and I like the artwork as well. Too good. Yeah. Yeah. See, all my 4-drops are great though, unless I get rid of some removal. I mean, to be fair, it's more of a creature deck than it is. I think out of all of them, it's probably the Wandering Emperor. It's such a good card. You need removal though. I also agree. You've made this decision very difficult. Let's go for You see, that's good for bringing stuff, but my 1-drops back. I think I'm going to swap it for the Sarima, which I know is a... I put it in here because I wanted to include cards from the new set, but I think it doesn't really add anything to this deck unless I mean, I've got a lot of legendary creatures in the deck, but the Sarima just isn't adding to the counters stuff. It's just quite a few. So we've got Zoprindel, we've got Hamza, we've got Burke, Halia, Vorinclex, that's not legendary. We've got Sovereign Knockout, Ajar, that's Planeswalker. Shall I don't know, shall you? Arwen, Kodama, so there's quite a few. Boromir. I put Boromir in here, 1 because it makes stuff indestructible, and 2 because of when I built this deck, when I finally got it to a good place, it was a lot of Kotis decks I was going against. So I put Boromir in there to stop from free spell rubbish. Yeah, so there's a lot of legendary stuff in here. I love Ocelot, but does it really fit in here? Probably not. Yes, it does. Life gain. Get it plus. I don't know what to do. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 38 lands. I mean, I could get rid of Patchwork. Throne's too good in any deck. Right. What does it do? What does what do? Sorry. Which one? Patchwork Banner gives +1/+1. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. Add 1 mana of any colour. This is mostly a cat deck. Well, it used to be. It's not anymore. So that's only going to help like Sovereign Knockout and Ocelot Pride. So I'm thinking Patchwork Banner, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Cool beans. Thank you ever so much for your help. I really appreciate it. Yeah, let's crack back into the queue. Yeah, when I first created the deck, it was mostly a cat deck, and then I had Maskwood Nexus in there as well to make everything a cat. So it worked really well in the deck, but now not so much because it's no longer just cats. Because obviously I wanted to change it for space crafting stuff, not space crafting, edging stuff. Kudo, everything's going to become bears. Which is fine in this deck because it's a counters deck. So, okay, we've got Virtue of Loyalty, great card. Kodama, great card. The Hoof, we're not going to see for a while, but amazing card. I'm going to risk it and keep it. We've got Cavern of Souls, which isn't going to help me because they won't have counters. Oh, they've got 1 in white, don't they? So they could have it. So Kudo is going to make everything a 2/2 and our bears in addition to their other types. So when you're playing against a counters deck, it doesn't really do a lot for you. We'll play Gala Greeters next, start trying to ramp a bit. This creature enters with X +1/+1 counters on it. So the warp abilities, I love that. Not warp ability, the warp animation is really cool. Alright, Gala Greeters, that's only going to be a 1/1 for a turn. You see already we're struggling with District Mascot, which Again, I didn't realise its existence. Okay. No blocks. The thing is, with them doing the henge, it's going to get cheaper anyway. I'm not sure they thought about that one. I would have gone for the hoof, personally, but each to their own. So we'll do this, and then we can ramp, get closer to the hoof. Kodama of the West Tree, such a great card. And we'll give you +1/+1 counter, so when the bear does come in, it'll be a 3/3. And because it's altered, we're gonna, I think that maybe we're gonna see a Swords to Plowshare. Oh no, they're just surveilling, fine. Surveil away, my friend, surveil away. And here's something to think about as well. Let's grab a... Let's grab another Plains for now, just so it's a bit more evened up. Land. Toski is going to have to attack each turn, and whenever a creature that is deals damage, yeah, I'm not going to block that. That District Mascot is a really good card. That's why it's got to go, methinks. Should have realised. I should have realised. Alright, well, it is what it is. Let's grab a green. And we'll play Cavern of Souls, and we'll name, I don't know. We'll just still name Cat. Next turn, Hamza. Or do we do Virtue of Loyalty to start getting those counters on, which is going to make Hamza cheaper. I'm thinking Virtue of Loyalty. I mean, District Mascot is an issue. I think this is going to be my death right here. Right here is my death. One, two, three, four. So I could pay 4. Which is going to make Dyadrine bigger. Let's make you bigger. I think if I can survive the next turn, double block District Mascot, which will kill District Mascot, unless they have a way to give it another +1/+1 counter. Because then District Mascot will be dead, and I will take some damage. And then maybe if we get a land, we can hoof it. Yeah, they knew it was coming. Yay, GG! He saddles to give it a counter. Yeah, I mean, Aether Flux never it just didn't interest me, but I like that. District mascot. Yeah, that's interesting. That would still trigger because it's modified to become a bear. So that would have, even if it was a 2/2 and it did 2 damage, it's modified, isn't it? So it would make Kodama trigger as well. So I would have been getting, if I attacked and they didn't block, I would have been getting 2 lands. Yeah. GG! Good game, good game, good game. There is another saddle one that doubles the counters when it settles, and it gives Q counter each of the attack steps. Okay, let's... What, from Aether... Is that from Aether Flux as well? Or is that different one? Oh, we got a pack. Let's see what we get. Yoink. Okay. Getting quite a lot of these tapped lands. Okay, search your library for an artifact card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. Return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Search for saddle. Roger that. Let's have a look. Excuse the sound. Hang on. Right. Let's see if we can find it. It's a 3-drop. Okay. Um, 3-drop green. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, it gets +1/+2 until end of turn, so it's not that one. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, creatures you control gain trample. No. Oh, Ornery Tumblewag. That's the one that, yeah, you put a +1/+1 counter on it, and then if it attacks, you double the number of +1/+1 counters on a creature. So that one is good. Was in this deck, but I did take it out. Yeah. Annoyingly. Ooh, you got wings now. Ooh, you got wings now. Really strong. It is really strong. Wings now. Which one? What? Which? Which what? Which one's the wings one? Got to go back to work. GG, keep it up. Thank you very much for joining. It really means a lot. Thank you. Yeah. Hope work goes okay, and it's you have a good day. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for the help. Yeah. Yo, what wings card are you talking about? I'm confused. I'm just so confused. Because you drank Red Bull, didn't you? Oh no. The Pepsi Max. Yeah. I made the mistake when I was about 21 of drinking 6 cans of Red Bull on a Friday to try and get through work when I worked in an office. It did not go well. So since then I've never drank a Red Bull. Not drank a Red Bull again. But it was such a boring day, and I was just waiting for the clock, and I was looking forward to going out that night, and yeah, I didn't make it to go out because I was coming down super hard from the Red Bull. Okay. District. But we all do silly things when we're at that age. I don't have a rare wild card, but such a good card. But he's right though about Ornery, but I did take it out. And then we'd have to have another conversation about what to remove if we were to put Ornery back in. You know what's never done it for me? Mikius. Whenever I've managed to play it, it's always been on turn 1. He's in my opening hand, and then when he comes out, it's just meh. So maybe I should take out Mikius and put in Ornery Tumblewag. What do you reckon? What do you guys think about that? But it's great to remove counters. But I've just never really made it stick. Yeah. Swiftfoot Boots doesn't really do it for me either, if I'm honest. You may shout at the screen for me doing that, but oh no, oh no, saddle, just saddle. I'm just gonna search saddle. Yeah, all right. Okay, I'm going to make this deck into amazing, but I forgot to copy it before I messed with it. So this was last night. So I'm really hoping that I don't make this deck something unplayable, because that will be upsetting, because it was such a good deck before, with Burke as the commander. Oh yes, and I realised why Burke isn't as good as Sovereign Okanakao. Even though Burke is amazing and it gives you those counters when it enters, Sovereign Okanakao doesn't. It doesn't increase all counters, it only increases the +1/+1 counters. So when I played it in real life with Burke as the commander, and this is why we have Boromir in the deck against Kotis. So Kotis, whenever it does damage to me, they are going to exile cards from my library, and they can play all those cards for free without paying the mana cost. And the amount of cards they get is how big Kotis is. So it starts off as a 2/1, and then it's indestructible. It's a 2/1, and then they'll play enchantments and stuff to make it unblockable, and then it becomes really annoying. And although that was a good card, I didn't have removal, so I wanted to try and get some removal, but I didn't get it. And there we go. Mikius the Lunarch in my opening hand, which is what I said, which is fine. Alright, we'll try. I hate Kotis too. I agree with you 100%. Look at him. That's why I put Boromir in here. Hopefully we'll pull Boromir, because then it shuts them down. If you can get rid of Kotis, I mean, the amount of times I've house-meld Kotis and it's felt so good, and then, you know, they just concede. Although the last game I played against Kotis was really unusual. They didn't play Kotis at all, and they just had all these other legendary creatures. And I streamed that, and that was bizarre. It was a bizarre deck to play against. He absolutely destroyed me at pre-release. There's nothing worse than watching your own cards be played that you really want to play. At least they're playing with blue. We have Delighted Halfling, so we can protect our legendary creatures. I think Arwen is probably the best choice there. And then I could pay that for 1. No, I'm just gonna hold up. Maybe they'll think I have a Swords to Plowshare or something. Yeah, if this minute it gets unblockable, I'm conceding, because I don't want to play that nonsense. At least we've got a way to block, and you know they're not going to do much. Mirari's Wake is a fantastic card, so I'm kind of thinking that's what I'm going to do. because then I can make Dyadrine next turn and Mikius massive. And that's why I'm thinking. Oh, okay. You're getting muted. Am I not allowed thinking time? Dickhead. Get out of here, you damn scorpion! Fine. Okay. All right. So, let's grab a white and so we can pay 9 for that. I should have held up the Biosynthetic Burst just to give it indestructible. And we're not going to attack in. But at least if they decide to get Dyadrine, we can replay and make him even bigger. So, yeah. Destroy all creatures. Nerd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. White. And we will play. So we've got to pay 2 plus 2. So I'm going to do Mikius this turn, I think. So I can do 3, so 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to come in. So that's a 10, 10. Yeah, why not? Why not? No attacks. Because they can block it, there's no point, it doesn't have trample. Has protection from instants and from sorceries. Okay, so we can do. So we have to pay 4 for that. That's also got trample. I'm thinking the Hydra doubling its counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's grab a green. So we can do 9. And we will double the counters because we can't fight an indestructible creature. And then we'll remove that. Everything else will get nice and hefty. We'll attack in for that. Yes, they can block. one of them, which they're going to block the 17/17. Not having trample for all of them is a bit of an issue. But if we can start getting their life down, and then next turn we can kill them unless they get life. We've got a nice big blocker. Now who's taking their time? It would have been nice to have saved that, actually, to be fair. Hello? Hello? Right, so not only do they love playing Cotis, which is pants, they're also Assault Roper when things don't go their way. Oh dear, I do love it. I imagine they're spamming, in fact let's see if they're spamming the snooze thing. No, they're just Assault Roping. Okay, I'm going to mute them again now. Yeah, I'm glad I played the Mariari's Wake when I did. It's a good card, very good card. Okay, well, we'll just sit here and, you know, I'm stubborn, I'll sit here and wait all day. Yeah, I had to spend the gold on these lands. I just had to do it. Just look at them. Just look at them, so pretty. And they're full borderless as well. So I didn't even bother to see if they were in the jump in, jump start, jump in. Whatever it's called, jump start, jump in. Yeah. I just, you know. Just got them with the gold because I was excited about them. GG Cotis! So I think that's 3 wins to 2 losses, I think. I've not been counting, to be fair. They are not. They are not what? Are you saying they are not at? Oh, another pack. They are not. I can't remember what I said. I was talking about the lands. Oh, they're not in the jump in. Jump start. When this creature enters, each opponent exiles a card from their hand and may play that card for as long as it remains exiled. Each spell cast this way costs 1 more to cast. Each land played this way enters tapped. Interesting. God, my stomach is proper rumbling. In the jump in. Okay. Yeah, I figured it. Yeah. Let's say. Okay. So I've got a big ball. Yeah. What orbs have we got? I've not even looked at these. Okay, it's nice to get these rather than sleeves. I'm going to go for. I quite like them. Let's go for Sazrel. I'm sure I'll make a Sazrel deck at some point. I do like insecty guys. I mean, some of the artwork on this is just phenomenal. That reminds me of Jawa's land ship thing. That looks like the that looks like the living ships in No Man's Sky, which is very cool. Puppy with lots of legs, can't go wrong. Gavaron Turbo Drone. Okay, yeah, and I've not even looked what you get from Mastery Pass. I love Kilo's abilities, but he is ugly AF. Yes, Kilo is yeah. Is he colourless? Is he? Anyway, I didn't even finish my sentence from earlier. The person who joined on Twitch, and they were like, "Oh, I'm following you. You need to get alerts. I'll show you how to do it. Let me join your Discord." And they were really like, you know, seemed really eager to help me. And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Thank you very much. Thank you for helping." I forgot what I was looking for. Kilo. Whenever it taps, proliferate. I like it. He reminds me a bit of Portal. He's giving off Portal vibes, and I like that. Would I? 10 beers, then yes. I'm back but can't chat much. That's okay. I went by your advice, and he is just Guy Blue Red White. Yeah, I like him. I'm looking forward to getting him. I wish I hadn't used up all my mythic. Hopefully I'll get it in a card. Let's see. Let's see. Can you get him from jumping? If you can get him in jumping, I won't do it, and I'll wait for your answer on that one. Yes, I went for your advice and put Ornery in, and I took out Swiftfoot Boots because I'm neither here nor there with Swiftfoot Boots, to be honest. I think you were right to add Ornery back in. So let's get back in, and I didn't look at the Mastery Pass after all that, or finish my sentence from the other thing. Yes, so they joined Discord, and then they sent me a message saying, "These are all the alerts I've created for clients. What would you rate them?" And I thought, right, so you've done all that, not because you thought I was good, or that you wanted to follow me, but just because you want me to employ you. That's the second person on Twitch that's done that, which I get. You're looking for work, it's fine. But I got excited because I thought I had a new follower that was interested in helping me make it better, but no. I'm buying both commanders and 2 play boxes and the bundle. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I don't think so. He is a pre-con commander, so he won't come in a pack. Yeah. Definitely worth getting though. Next time I get a mythic, that's what I'm gonna get. Which mythic wildcards are far and few between. Okay. Right, so mana, yes. Wildwood Scourge, great card. Trample, great. Halia, not till late in game. Hamza, great card. Yeah, I'm gonna risk it for a biscuit. And we're playing against Ilas Ilkor, which is an Orzhov deck, not dick. Alas, Ilkor is a dick because he has Death Touch. Whenever another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life. Whenever another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. So really nice card. I'm not going to play Wildwood Scourge because he would die straight away. I need to take 3 Tree City out. Now it's not a cat deck. I need to remember to do that because it's a bit neither here nor there. Doesn't really help me much. I'm not going to, while there's nothing on the board, I'm not going to do Wildwood Scourge yet. Let's see what we can do. Okay. I'm going to do that for 2. Because next turn if I play Dyadrine, he's going to get bigger, and then I can create... Mirella can no longer play spells on their turn, and when she attacks, that's going to get lots of little tokens. Great card to have. Human probably is my next thing. Actually, probably not. I'm just gonna keep with cat because it probably is still the most prominent. So that would only come in as a 2/2. That would make Wildwood Scourge a 3/3. Let me just let them know I'm thinking. But if I play Giver of Runes, yeah, okay. Nothing really is going to help here. I'm not going to attack. And then next turn, I'm going to play Garruk's Uprising and Giver of Runes. Oh, okay. Bloodthirsty Conqueror, they're going to try and get what they need to do the infinite combo of life gain. That's what they're trying to pull off here. So that's target priority number 1 to get rid of that. Giver of Runes, Garruk's Uprising, and we draw another land, which we can play. No attacks because both of those would just die. I get nothing from attacking. So they gain 5 life. Okay. Card draw. But then Hamza. But I've got no way to give Hamza +1/+1. I think Halia is the better choice here. And I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter on you. That's going to make the Hydra bigger. It's going to make Hamza cheaper, and then I can attack him with both. I'm not going to card draw. No, I'm still not going to do it. I'm going to tap you, give you protection from black. Nice. Okay. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. Okay, we're in good shape here, people. We're in good shape. I think. Oh, okay. Bloodthirsty Conqueror is still a problem. They clearly don't have the other part of the combo, otherwise I would have played it. Morel's going to create lots of tokens. No block. Thing is, I can't use Defiler of Vigor's ability to... I mean, the Hoof now might win it. No, okay. I can't use the Pay Life. Shit, I didn't mean to attack with Giver of Runes. Here's the thing, I'm dead anyway, so I may as well just kind of just go for it. Again, I've only got one mana, so I'm not going to remove any. They're not going to die. I could kill Mirel and one of their tokens. Oh no, I'm dead. GG! Elas, GG indeed. Oh, yeah, that was tough going. That was a tough going one. I didn't have the supporting counters givers, and going against Death Touch when you're all about creatures makes it difficult. Then them gaining life. Plus I didn't have any protection from flying, no removal. Yeah, it was a tall order, but we swing, we move, we try, and that's all we can do, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. So yeah, so is Kilo in the you know how you've got, when you look for a set, you've got the set for Edge of Eternities, and then the other set, which I can't think what it's called. Is Kilo part of that set rather than Edge of Eternities? Why can't you buy packs for those sets? Or do they include those cards in packs on Arena? I don't know. I don't know. We've got no green mana, but we do have Arcane Signet. We've got Botanical Brawler, we've got Arwen and the Henge, and we're going against Tatayova, which is blue, green, Simic, Benthic, Druid, bad stuff. We'll keep, I'm going to risk it. Whenever a land you control enters, you gain 1 life and draw cards. So it's going to be lots of landfall triggers, lots of countering my spells, lots of big, hefty, hoofty creatures, lots of enchantments like making my stuff citizens and doing stuff like that. That's what they're going to be doing, I think. I've never built a Tatayova deck. I have Tatayova. I've used her in landfall decks, but I have not built a Tatayova deck. I also really want to build a dog cat deck with Rin, and I was going to purchase it with a wild card and I didn't. And I also want to build a Frodo deck. The Frodo Sauron's Bane, and I didn't take 3 Tree City out. Fool of a took. What's with all the planes? Not that I'm complaining, because it's just so pretty. Look at it, it's so pretty. I think Arwen next. I mean, they could be holding up a counter spell if they don't play. If they've got mana. Doesn't have trample, so yes, Arwen. The Mortal Queen is what I'm going to play, and I'll end the turn there. So now, however big Bristly Bull gets, unless they've got a Garruk's Uprising or whatever, yeah, fine, you keep attacking, bro. You do you. I think Felidar Retreat is the way to go next. Their Wayward Sword Tooth can't attack or block. Well, like that. Right, let's do Felidar Retreat. Let's play a Plains. That's going to get +1/+1. And we'll Swords to Plowshare Bristly Bill. And we'll attack in for 3! And Arwen has Vigilance. So that's nice. Botanical Brawler next. I'm thinking I'm going to do 2. Then I'm going to Then I'm going to do Cabaretti Courtyard. +1/+1. Then we're going to get a forest, which is going to get us another +1/+1. So we can attack him with 10. 5 even, because yeah, Summoning Sickness is a pain in the butt. But at least we can do 5 damage or take out their commander. Fine. Okay. Okie dokie. We can also make Botanical Brawler indestructible. Card draw is not good. But I think we can do this, folks. I think Great Henge, we can also gain life. They can also create treasures and foods. Wait, what? Oh, Wayward Swordtooth is also a... I was like, they've played 3 lands. No land, but with the Henge we can 2, 3. So if I do 1, 2, I could pay 2. It'd get another +1/+1 counter, and then would get card draw. So I'm going to pay 2. Going to get another +1/+1. That's going to make Botanical Brawler bigger. We don't have Vigilance, so I'm not going to attack. Them being able to play 3 lands per turn is crazy. We'll be able to do a couple of card draws as well. So now they can pretty much play whatever they've got in their hand, which could be anything, who knows. It is a Simic deck. This is how they go. Oh my god. Prepared to sit here for a very long time. So this time they can play 4 lands, and then they've got fetch lands. They can play the fetch lands, and they can do this over and over and over again. But that's okay. They still have a maximum hand size of 7, so they may have to be discarded unless they pull something like Prophecy Edict or something like that. What would be great now is Burke, the Ouroboros, that one. Well, that would be good. Oh, great. Okay, I think this is done. I think we're going to be sitting here for so long, and now they're just going to start tapping our stuff. I got bored very quickly then. Oh dear. Simic, GG. Yeah, once they get to that stage, there's not a lot you can do. Everything will be tapped. They'll just keep attacking, and yeah. Okay, so what was I going to do? Take out 3 tree thingamabob. Because it doesn't help in this deck anymore, and we'll stick in a let's grab another forest. Okay, and let's grab a pack. Let's grab a mastery pack, a mythic pack, not a mastery pack, mythic. Let's grab one of them. Let's see what we get. It'd be nice to get a mythic wild card or Kilo. Come on, give me something good, give me something juicy. Okay, this land enters tapped. Add a green, and then you can add a forest for each creature you control. That's good. I'm going to put that in this deck. I'm going to put this in. Yeah, that's good. I like it. I like it. So let's get that in, and we'll take out this forest here. In fact, what's the white one? I've got a white one, I think. Yeah, the Stellar Sights. Do you get them in the packs? Because you did for the Final Fantasy, didn't you? For the Through the Ages, or whatever it is called. It's right in front of me. Through the Ages. It is called Through the Ages. Okay, didn't get one for white. I did get another good land actually, but it's not these colours, so which is a shame. Or is it? Yes, it is. So you've got the card draw one, which is good. And that's good. This land becomes a copy of target land. Being able to protect your stuff with that land would be nice. And I think that's good as well. I don't know if you guys would agree with me on that one or not, but I think adding some more lands that do stuff, which I rarely do. I'm not very good at picking good lands for, because how I learned was what we had, what cards we had access to, and in my pod we've got a collection of cards, and there weren't a lot of lands that did stuff. It was mostly basic, so I never really got used to doing it, so I want to try and change that. So although they're colourless, and I still didn't take, no I did take 3 trees out. Excuse me. Okay, we've got ways to give counters. We've got protection, we've got Ozolith, which is a great card, and we've got Arwen, so I think this is too good a hand to keep, to mulligan. So we'll keep that, and we'll grab a... We'll surveil this turn. No, we'll grab it. Do I want to surveil? It'd be great just to get something on the battlefield. And then attacking next turn. No, I'm playing just a plains, and then we'll play Enduring Bond Warden, which comes in, and we can give it a +1/+1. And then next turn we'll play Luminarch Aspirant. Okay, it's a creature with Toxic. I didn't even look at the commander. We'll have a look. Convert. Okay, so that's got Toxic, pay 2 life, add 1 mana of any colour. So we're playing against a Rat Warlock. Whenever Wick or another rat you control enters, create a 1/1 black snail creature token if you don't control a snail. Otherwise, put a +1/+1 counter on snail you control. Sacrifice snail, Wick deals damage equal to sacrifice creature's power to each opponent. Then draw cards equal to sacrifice creature's power. So we're going to see lots of good stuff. We'll play you and we'll give you a +1/+1, and I'm not going to attack because I don't want it to die, either of them to die. If they attack in, I think I'll sacrifice Enduring Bond Warden. I don't want to start getting poison counters. Poison can do one. Yeah, poison can definitely do one. Awesome. Okay. I'm now racked with indecision. Okay, that's going to get me more lands, but no more counters. That's going to double the counters. Yeah, I'm going double counters. This is a counters deck. I'm going to be patient with this one. And then I think Kodama next tree and then attack him with Luminarch. They're going to kill it. What's that do? At the beginning of each player's end step, that player draws a card. If the player is your opponent and has 4 or more cards in hand, this enchantment deals 2 damage to that player. Cool beans, cool. Well, that's definitely going to happen this turn. So let's play Kodama. Let's put another counter on you. Let's attack in for 6. I'm going to be drawing a card and taking 2 to the face. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. We'll be able to kill Wick at some point with Voracious Hydra, hopefully. We can also give everything hexproof. They're holding, what are they holding up? Orcish Bowmaster's, great card. So this is definitely a tokens deck. Ob Nixilis, they can destroy one of my creatures.
All for my reign.
Fair.
Such an unrefined word.
No blocks. No blocks. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Right, I could kill Orcish Bowmasters, or I could give everything apart from Shall I Hexproof. Let's get rid of Orcish Bowmasters. That's gone. And we'll put a +1/+1 counter on you. And let's take out Obnixilis. Okay, this time we'll be able to get the card draw down, so we won't be taking that 2 damage, hopefully. I'm thinking Delighted Halfling into Shall I? I don't know, shall you? How many board wipes are you running? Hello Violet, thank you ever so much for joining. 0. I'm not really a massive fan of board wipes. I don't mind putting board wipes in a deck, but none in this deck. Yeah. I just like big creatures and stomping. That's what I love. Although a board wipe would probably do very well against this deck. Okay, let's see what we can do here. So let's play Delighted Halfling into Shall I? And we'll put a +1/+1 counter on you, and then we'll attack in I mean, they could kill Shall I with Obnixilis if Obnixilis survives. So yeah, glad that's gone. We've got some attack in the air. God, it'd be nice. There's a lot of common commanders I like from this set. Yeah, there are. Yeah, I kind of thought that was coming, to be honest. Again, not surprised they did that. It's the trample that does it. I mean, if we could get Gyrox Uprising. Yeah, there are so many good commanders. I was just looking at Kilo, and I don't have Kilo. I opened 53 packs last night. Excuse me. And yeah, it's just so good. Could I do... that? Let's put a counter on you. And then we'll play Arwen. Can't be countered. Okay, fine. And we'll put another +1/+1 counter on you to make you a 5/5, and we'll attack in with everything. So I've got 3 blockers. They're going to have to block, because otherwise they're dead. Yeah, I like Kilo. I'm building the Tezzeret Planeswalker deck for my next stream, which is going to be on Sunday. Which ones are your favourite from it? I've been considering building this deck. I love this deck. I love Selesnya. It's one of my favourite colours to build. So yeah, I love it. Can't recommend it enough. Yeah, no board wipes, but oh, yes. Hardened Scales. Yep, GG. I would. Have you had a look at the deck list? It's on YouTube. So yeah, check that out, and it's also on SD on Twitch. You're on YouTube, aren't you? Yeah. So yeah, it's a great deck. It started off originally as a Burke deck as a commander. Well, no, sorry. It started off as Sovereign Okanakau deck because he's one of my favourite cards. Then it progressed to a Burke Long Ear of the Law deck. So they're two cards that you have to have in a Selesnya counters deck. You just have to. Hylia is great in the deck. Aurora is just amazing. Amazing. I've only managed to pull it once, and it's just so strong in this deck. Yeah. So I'm going to also be building the Sarima deck as well. I really like that card. So some of the cards from the set are awesome sauce, but Selesnya is, yeah, one of my favourite colours, so I highly recommend it. Oh, you said there isn't a lot of commanders I like from this set. Sorry, I misread that. Yeah, I like. There were more in Final Fantasy and previous sets like Bloomburrow and Final Fantasy and stuff like that. So yeah, compared to the other sets, I agree, but there are some good ones. Kilo's a good one. This one's a good one. Yeah, and the others I haven't really looked at yet. Just because I opened all the packs and I tried to remain spoiler free before I pre-ordered the 50 pack thing, so I wanted to remain spoiler free and then open them on stream. So I haven't really gotten used to warp and stuff like that, which is why this was the first commander deck that I built, because I'm just so used to the deck that I thought it would be the easiest thing to do from last night to today. It's here! Stuff to return, ways to get +1/+1 counters, another way to get a +1/+1 counter, yeah, and plenty of land. I'm keeping it. I just can't throw that away. It's so unfortunate that they didn't do the pre-con commanders in Arena. I think they are. Kilo is a pre-con commander and he's on it, but he's just not in the Edge of Eternity set list, so you can't buy packs for them. They did it with Final Fantasy as well. So you have to specifically search for them if you want to use wildcards. And I didn't know that until like halfway through the Final Fantasy set, and then I saw it on Reddit and I was like, so why aren't they showing when you look for Edge of Eternities and you have to actually search for them? But Kilo, I did search for Kilo, and the one where Kid said earlier that it's a pre-con commander, so it's not in the jump in, whatever it's called. But yeah, but I agree that the pre-con stuff should be on Arena. If you're adding the set, add the set. Don't be stingy. And I don't know the reason why they do that. Maybe because they give us alchemy, I don't know. But yeah. So next turn, if depending on what I pull, I think it's going to be the Virtue of Loyalty token. And we're going to try and get to Ouroboros, but we don't have a way to give Ouroboros the tokens. Okay, that's great. That's a great card, but it's expensive, so hopefully we'll get the lands to get it, and we'll attack him for 1. And we're playing against Loot's Exuberance Explorer. Sorry, I didn't say this yet again. You may play an additional land on each of your turn. If you pay 6, you can look at the top 6 cards of your library, and you can put a land or creature onto the battlefield equal to the number of lands you control. I don't think I said that right. For mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control. Yeah. So great card, Loot. I didn't think they had the red, green, black landfall spaceship. Oh. I'm not sure what it's called, so we can have a look. Do I want to do that for 1? No. I've got nothing to return from the battlefield, so I'm not going to play anything this turn. If they can block 1, I may as well attack for both. With both, they'll attack. Block the token. Salutations, Monomuser. How the devil are you? Thank you for joining. We're playing with Dyadrine, Synthesis, Amalgam. Yes, we'll have a look. I didn't think they had the red, green, black landfall spaceship. I'm not sure which one that is. Someone on here will know. Y'all, what's that? What's the red, green, black landfall spaceship? I think let's... Yeah. Ouroboros will give stuff tokens each turn, and we're not going to attack him, we're just going to hold fire on that. Been doing good, thanks for asking. I recently made a Joshua the Final Fantasy card deck. Yes, Joshua, I saw that late in the game in the Final Fantasy set, and I don't have it, and I was like, I don't really want to use a mythic wild card for it. Let's play a forest. And we'll play Virtue of Loyalty. So we've got a 4/5, a 5/5, 3/3, and a 4/6. And again, I'm not going to attack, just going to hold fire. Everything's going to become nice and hefty. Hardened Souls and Dyadrine. I don't know what it's called, but it's from the Precons 2. Yeah, I'll have a look in a second, see if we can find it. A 9/9. But that's okay. Don't worry. It's fine. It's not a problem. We'll play Hardened Scales, and then we'll play Dyadrine for, so it'd be 1, 2, 3. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, pay, auto pay. And then we'll attack in with these guys. Yeah, let's remove a counter from you and you. Innkeeper's Talent, great card in this deck, and it's GG's! Woohoo! That was a good one. Mono green is always difficult, but yeah. Right, let's have a look, see if we can find this card. It's the chair making noise, not me, I swear. MTG, Edge of Eternities. It's weird that they'd add one and not others, isn't it? Precon. So that's Kilo. World Shaper. Yeah, because you can get the Precon avatars, can't you? In the doohickey, so oh, God's sake, words, you know. Maybe I think it'll just be easy just to search it on here, to be honest. Right, let's close that down. Let me just bring up my other stuff again. Sorry, hang on, just so I can see the chat. So what was it? Red, green, wasn't it? Red, green, black. Okay. Red, green, black, all colour, and it's a space shop. It's a space shop. Space shop. Yeah, you're right. I don't think it's on there. Or is it Spacecraft? Was I searching the wrong thing? But then it would show up here, wouldn't it? If it was. Spacecraft. Oh, bollocks, hang on. Stand by, hang on. Let's get rid of that again. Let's try that again. Yeah, no? Why would they do that then? Oh no, is it that one? Hearth Hull, the World Seed, Spacecraft. Sacrifice a land, draw 2 cards, you may play additional land this turn. Is that it? Abroad is stupid, I know. It is the best card from the set, which means it's probably going to get banned. Yeah. Is that the card you were talking about, Violet? Because that is schmexy. Yes, that is the one. Yeah, it's weird that you have to search for it and it doesn't come up under set. You have to specifically search for these cards, which is such a bizarre decision to make. So nobody knows they're on there. And then last for the Final Fantasy set, they added the Precon commanders, And then later on, weeks later, they then added like 14 cards from the pre-con sets. And you're like, oh, why? Or they alchemy nerf it like they did with Nardu. Yeah. Yeah. Nardu is crazy. So yes, Violet, if you're still watching, here it is. Unfortunately, I don't have... Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So, definitely, that's definitely on the list as well to get for me. I don't have any mythic wildcards, which is a shame, but I spent them all on older historic cards that I needed. The Wild Seed. I think that'd be a great commander to build. Thanks for letting me know. No problem at all. I'm happy to help. But unfortunately, that's all the time I've got for today. I'm going to build a Frodo deck. I know Lord of the Rings, I've wanted to build one for ages. And I got the card with Orcish Bowmaster because the sets, from, isn't it December or something, or November, you won't be able to buy Lord of the Rings packs anymore. But if you've got the cards, you can keep them. So I was looking last night and didn't see it. Yeah, the way they've done it is just so stupid. But it's probably because of alchemy. Because they don't do maybe they're not doing alchemy for this set, and they'll release the pre-con set like an alchemy set later on. I don't know, but yeah, I'm glad I could help you with that one. Yeah, what was I saying? I was saying something. I don't know, it couldn't have been that important. Yes, Orcish Bowmaster. Yeah, Lord of the Rings. That's what I was saying. So I don't know if then when they do that and stop the Lord of the Rings packs, then you won't be able to use wild cards to get Lord of the Rings cards or not. I don't know. So I thought, well, while I've got loads of wild cards, I'm going to get some Lord of the Rings cards just in case. I did try and Google it, but it only told me that the only answer I could find was packs are being removed, and it didn't mention wild card purchasing of cards. So I don't know. I don't want to risk it because I want Orcish Bowmasters and Frodo. I love Frodo. I love Lord of the Rings. Yeah. One of my favourite things of all time, Lord of the Rings. It gives me such good childhood vibes because my gran got me into it. But that's another story for another time. Okay, so that's all the time I've got for today. Thank you ever so much for everyone who's commented, liked, subscribed, and all that jazz. I really appreciate it. And I'll be streaming next on Friday, and that's going to be with Tezzeret or the Serema. It's going to be Tezzeret. I had already decided. It's Tezzeret. Tezzeret's Friday. The highlights for my Final Fantasy Celebration Brawl Day last stream, it's getting posted on YouTube tomorrow, so check that out at 6 PM. And that's it. That's all the time I've got for. So thank you ever so much yet again. And I love you all so very dearly. Love you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye.